All right, so that is that for the second rack. Oops, over to the third rack. The third rack. Oh, see that? Properly arranged and loaded. Adequate spacing in between them to avoid sticking. And also remember to oil your rack before you stock them. By the time you're done with this, it becomes very easy for you to remove. So at that point, you discover that all the chops part of the fish are finished. So we started with the tails. This is for the fourth rack. And then finally the fifth rack. At the fifth rack, you have the different tails from each of the fish. Now the reason why the tails should be at the toppermost is because they don't need too much heat for them to, cook and dry. They just need a little amount of heat because they are the least in terms of flesh and probably surface area. No, their surface area is wider, but a very little amount of flesh is in them. All right, so at this point we have to load them with charcoal and do the drying. Yeah, we are using charcoal all the way. All right, so at this point we have the charcoal already prepared. If you look very well, they are already very hot and steaming from under. Never make the mistake of using your bare hands, it may blow you up. All right, so now we have to load them properly. Then load this one also properly. All right, bingo. So now that we have loaded the two vents for the charcoal, we are going to close and allow it to cook for the next 7 to 8 hours. Oh yes, it's going to take quite some time because we are taking a new dimension for the drying process. Now we are not using the gas. Anytime we're interested in using the gas, that burner you see there will come up, or we can use both of them concomitantly, and that is the gap this oven is trying to cover in the oven market. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you watch, do well to subscribe to our channel. Click the bell notification so that each time we upload our video, you'll be among the first people to receive them. All right, the chimney is already bringing out warm air and smoke. Hope you can see that very well. That's the chimney. This is where communication between the external atmosphere and the internal oven takes place. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do have a lovely weekend. Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is few hours later. Let's see what we have. Okay, I'm using my bare hands to open this because this side of the oven does not get hot. The handle, it never gets hot. No matter how hot the oven is, it can never get hot here. Yes, it is part of the designing work we have done. All right, let's see the inside. Boom. All right, this is approximately how many hours now? We started this drying process around 4 p.m. yesterday, and this is 8 a.m. the next morning, and the fish have undergone the first drying stage, which is called the cooking stage. You know what we practice here with this oven is cook drying process. We cook, after cooking it now dries, and that is why it is something you can consume directly as soon as you have them. You don't even need to put it in the pot. You can just pick them and start enjoying yourself because it has been cooked and then dried in the process. There are two types of drying. There's cook drying and the natural drying. You dry without cooking. Now the cook drying is what we are doing now. Of course, after applying charcoal for some period of hours, it cooks until your charcoal quenches. It cooks. As we can see right now, this is cooked already. All of them look very, very cooked. This is not how it was looking yesterday. It was looking fresher than this, but what you see now is something that is cooked. Now, after the cooking, it now does the drying. Now, but the other form of drying that takes place without cooking is just natural drying. For example, a type of drying you do with ultraviolet radiations, that is sunlight drying. It doesn't cook. It dries them freshly and you can't consume them like that. You must cook them to be able to consume. But this process is the cook drying process. All right, now at this stage, there are two things you need to take note of. But before then, let's quickly cross-examine how they look like at the cook dry stage. or let me say at the cook stage. If you look at them, they are not still fully dry, they are just looking cooked. Same with this rack, it's just looking cooked, but certainly not dry yet. That's the second rack. Over to the third rack. The third rack is also just looking cooked. Ensure you have accurate spacing between each of the cut parts of the fish so that they don't stick together and make your work very difficult when you're about to remove them and package them for sale or delivery, as the case may be. So this is the third rack. We move to the fourth rack. If you check very well, they are all looking cooked. Yeah, cooked and beautiful. Very, very interesting and delicious. What I'm perceiving right now, I feel like just picking one of them and start chewing immediately. But I have to control my appetite anyway. Now look at this. They are all looking cooked and ready for the next stage, which is the drying stage. Now, two things happen at this stage. Now, if you try to, probably you want to adjust. Now, look at this fish, for example. I said this cut part of the fish is somehow slant. It's not laterally lying like every other one. If I'm trying to adjust this, I don't want to touch it with my hands because it's edible. Now, if I try to adjust this, it will scatter. Why? Because the fish is cooked at this stage. It is soft. It is not dry or rigid in such a way that you can easily move it. No, it is not. So at this stage, if you try to pull anyone, it scatters. And so it is not advisable to touch them at this stage. Just allow them get cold in your oven. Now, the second thing that will happen in this stage is that your oil collector, let's have a look at the oil collector, will be very, very dirty and unkept. It's mixed up with solid particles of the flavor you added to your fish, like pepper, salt, different stuffs you added. Most of them at the end will collect at the bottom of your oil collector, and so this is not healthy for use. So what you do at this stage is you must ensure that you wash your oil collector before adding another heat to start the drying process. And that is exactly what we are going to do right now. We are going to wash this oil collector and make it ready for the next drying stage. The reason why you're going to wash this oil collector is because this is the real time where the oil that is found in this fish will start dropping. What you have here is purely all the flavor material you added to make it sweet and delicious. They are the ones that are dropping and forming all these thick stuffs you see at the bottom, and some are looking very dry because of the intensity of the heat coming from the charcoal. So this is the stage where the real oil will start dropping. So what you need to do is wash away all these stuffs here. As soon as you're done with that, have a very clean oil collector plate. Now what we now experience is real drop of oil. By the time we collect that oil in the next set, I'm going to show you how it looks like. The oil collected from catfish, how it looks like. It is usually very thick and golden in color. I'm still making my research on that oil. I've not finalized the research work I'm doing on that oil. But by the time I'm done with that oil, I'm going to make a separate video on that oil, teaching you the beauty and the use of catfish dry oil, what it can do. I'm very sure it has an exceptional importance and should not be discarded for any reason. Alright, so what we are going to do right now is to wash the oil collector and take the next stage. But however, what happened is simple. These are your charcoal. Both of them were ignited yesterday and allowed to burn to capacity. What I mean by burning to capacity is that we allowed it to burn and quench itself, and even allow it throughout the night. And that is exactly what you should do when you are doing the same drying. This oven was designed and constructed by us. Just in case you need a copy of this oven, just do well to contact us. Our numbers are displayed on the screen. call us and we'll design this oven and send them for you. It is a very, very beautiful oven, and it works perfectly very well. I mean perfectly very, very well. This oven is designed such that it fills a particular gap in the market, and the gap is filling is the ability for you to use charcoal and gas at the same time. These are vents for charcoal. You can load your charcoal and on your gas. It will do your drying very fast. In fact, it will take times 2 to dry, because you are receiving heat from both ends, and your drying will be very fast. If you don't have time, you can go ahead and ignite both of them. Majority, if not all, the types of oven you see there, they operate only on either charcoal or gas at a time. It is either you are using gas without using the charcoal, just because of the way it's constructed, or you are using charcoal without using gas. But I came up and was like, come on, why can't we design an oven that can actually make use of both means of cooking and drying and make your work faster? And that is how this design came up, and it's a very beautiful design. Trust me, you will not see it anywhere. Anywhere you see it, it has been copied from this channel, and I am strongly saying what I'm saying because I am the originator of this design and I know what it has done. Alright, so what we are going to do now is to wash the oil collector and then start the drying process proper. Remember, it is in this stage that the real oil will start dropping from individual fish you have. Alright, so let's go to the next stage, washing of the oil collector. Boom. Alright, so the oil collector is in my kitchen right now. Now the first thing you do is, boom, if you have a scraper like this, it's going to do just a beautiful job for you. So you're going to use this to scrape all these stuff that you see here. So at this stage we are done with the scraping. However, if you do not have a scraper like this to do your job, then you can just soak it in water and allow it to get soft. Then you use something to just wash it off from your hot plate. Yes, I call it hot plate. It's an oil collector that serves as an hot plate and as an oil collector. So I'm not wrong calling it a hot plate. Alright, so now they have all been removed. So these are the excess flavor material that you added on the fish mixed up with part of their oil. So we are going to discard this and then drop this for water to soak it for a period of time. Then we do the final washing. Alright, so let's take this off. See how ugly it looks like. Imagine you ignited your oven again with all these stuffs. What will happen is that it will get burnt. After burning, it will start smelling, and will probably affect the scent of your fish. So always ensure you follow due process, follow the Julian approach, and you will surely enjoy it. I promise you that. Alright, so now let's take it away and soak. So now we have been able to remove all those nyama nyama jigidi that you find on the oil collector. So now we are going to open this and give it some water. Now this water will just soak your oil collector so that all these strong particles you find here becomes very easy to remove. That's okay. So now we are going to allow this water to go around and it's every part of the plate. Beautiful. So now you allow it for some period of time to get soaked and it becomes very easy to wash. Alright, see you then. Alright, so this is about 20 minutes later, and you can see how everything is looking a little bit soft and easy to wash. So what I'm going to do right now is to use an iron sponge or just normal sponge to do the washing, but it's best I start with iron sponge. It will go a long way to relieve a lot of particles, then the normal sponge will do the final job. Alright, so back to the oven. Now the oil collector has been totally washed. If you look at it, it's reflecting and everywhere is clean. So at this point, this oil collector is ready to collect the oil that is going to come out from these 5 racks of fresh fish. So the next thing to do is to, put on these charcoals. Yeah, we have to flame the charcoal and allow it burn again for the next 7 to 8 hours. In fact, till the charcoal burns down. That would be the second stage. So let's ignite the charcoal on. Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the next morning. All right, let's see what the inside looks like. Whoa, amazing. It's still quite very warm. If you check the charcoal there, it's still very much active. Still bringing out heat. Wow, can you see the difference? Can you see the transformation? Now this is almost ready. When I mean almost ready, I mean almost ready. Oh, you can't believe that this charcoal burns throughout the night and is still very much active. Hope this is not hope this is not too hot. Okay, slightly hot. Let me drag it out. Whoa, this is just beautiful. They look so delicious and sumptuous. All the heads are very much okay to go. All the heads are very much okay to go. Whoa, that's a little bit hot. Oh, this is amazing and very enticing. I feel like picking them and eating now. Whoa. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the drying process. This is how beautiful your charcoal can do your job for drying. They are almost ready, but they are not fully ready yet. So it needs one more round, which is the final round. So it goes through 3 rounds of drying before it becomes very dry, to the extent that you can keep them and it lasts you for several months. When I mean several months, I mean several months. So the drying process is still what you see. Now let's see the tail parts. Oh, these ones have given themselves totally to the heat. Irrespective of the position they found themselves, they equally got dry because they actually need little or no much heat to execute their dryness. The heads are totally done. Their rag is even very much lighter. These ones are very much ready already. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna swap these rags. At the third stage, you swap your rags. You bring the ones that are almost done, or they're not fully done, bring them to the bottom. The ones that are close, bring them to the bottom, like that until they are fully dry. The reason why you need to swap your rag is simply because heat comes from under, and the concentration of heat from here happens to be greater than the concentration of heat at the 5th rag. So those fish that you have at the bottom receives the heat in a very high quantity, and before it radiates round. It's just like people very close to hell. They feel more of the intensity of the heat than those that are far away, miles away from the hell. But then that's just a rhetorical example. Now, so I'm gonna swap these racks now. This already fully dry, man. Damn, this is absolutely dry, and it is ready for consumption. All right, so I'm gonna swap the racks right away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this point the swapping is complete. Now the first rack is the one that is not fully done. Remember the first rack was the heads, so the heads are the ones you now see at the surface here because they are already fully dry, so I have to take them up. While the ones that are not fully dry, we have to take them in hierarchy like that. Now, but however, some of them are already fully dried anyway. Some are fully dry at the expense of others. So what will happen is we have to remove the ones that are fully dry, separate them, and then the ones that are not fully dry, we apply mild heat for them, and they will just stick to dry throughout the process like that. So, but before that happens, let's look at what the oil collector has. Boom. All right, this is the oil collector. Look at this oil here. You see, this is a golden color. Yeah, golden color, and it seems to be a very rich oil. Anyway, a research will be done on this, and there will be a separate video on the beauty of dry catfish oil. There is a very mighty beauty in it, and it has a lot of things you can do. Once I'm done with my research, I will let you guys know. But however, these fish are looking very, very attractive, man. But I'm sorry, I have to pick one. I have to pick one and consume it off camera. I just have to. Alright, this okay? Sorry, I have to eat this now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with it. You guys will just not understand. A taste is what will convince you. Alright, these are the bony parts of it, so I have to let this one go. Trust me, the bones are even soft. You can actually chew the bones as well, but I just prefer not to. Boom. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the next morning. We are done with the drying process, but let's see what the inside holds for us. Wow, this is just amazing. Alright, at this point they are all fully dried. Look at this, for example. This is strong, man. Very strong, and dry to the extent where it cannot decay for the next 5, 6, 7 months. Trust me, extremely dry. Even the tail part, very, very strong and dry. Same thing with the heads. You feel them here. All of them are very much dry and ready for packaging. We are going to package them and deliver to our customers. You too can be our customer bandwidth. Just place your order, and then we send them to you in cartons anywhere you are in the world. We package them in carton and deliver both within and outside Nigeria. You can also have them in retail. If you want to have them in small quantity, we can always send them to you, and then you have a taste of Juleben fresh fish, and also have a taste of the dry version of it. Anyway, this is the dry version, not the fresh one. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's start getting them all out of this oven, package, and get set for another drying process. Boom. Boom. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Juleben Fish Academy. We are set for another batch of delivery. Yeah, this is a new product. It's different from the former one we have given you before. Okay, look at this, for example. It comes like this. Alright, so this is one pack. Now this comes with different chopped size inside. You can see they are cut, spiced, and very, 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 very interesting. If you give it a try, trust me, you will come for more. Alright, so this size goes for 2,000 naira. Then we also have a smaller size of it. Yeah, this is for customers who want something smaller. This is size of one full fish reduced into a small size through oven drying. and this size goes for 1,000 naira. Now all these fish you see here are neatly processed. When I say neatly processed, I mean neatly processed through a stainless oven. And this oven we are talking about is a mirror stainless oven. You won't find any drop of sand in any of these fish. It is neatly processed. Everything, the internal organs removed. What is left for you is just to carry and drop in your pot. And you can as well consume them directly for those who like soaking them with gari and all that. Trust me, it's a very good recipe. If you soak dry fish with gari, you will so much enjoy it. Trust me. I had to fall in love with that of recent. My wife is the one stopping me from doing that all the time because I may finish the products I have at home. All right, let's package these ones in this carton. Oh, that's one. That's two. That's three. Three. Let's see if it can be 25. 24. We have all the 25th day. And boom, 25. So we are making it 25 in one pack. Oh, one carton, I mean. All right, so this is once again Jolly Fish Academy. We have over 100 packs over here. They are quite plenty. I didn't count all of them, but they are quite very much. So we are going to package this one right now and make them available to our clients. If you need a copy, you can, contact us. If you need a carton, contact us. Any size you need at all, just let us know and we will make them available just at your doorstep. Once again, this is Jolly Fish Academy. If you like what we are doing, subscribe to our channel. You can visit our YouTube channel at Jolly Fish Academy, and you will see the marvelous work we have been doing there internationally. Subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and see you when we meet again. Boom.